Yeah, no, that's right. And it's interesting because I noted in the Wall Street Journal just a little while ago, they've reported that Joe Biden has come out of his hidey hole, not on The View, but he went and he gave a speech to, of all things, a Human Resources Professionals Association, which I guess shows kind of how far his star has fallen. But he lamented in his talk that so many things that he had done were being undone, and that his legacy is kind of, the implication was now over. Has this bill undone much of the Biden, but not just the Biden, even the Obama era agenda that the Democrats tried to impose and lock in permanently on the United States?
Yeah. By the way, don't begrudge Biden that speech too much. My guess is it paid someplace between $1 and $2 million. Pretty good work.
Wow.
So on undoing the legacy, yes. Again, a lot of it is in the bill, but it's not as fast as some Republicans wanted. So some of the pullback on the misnamed Inflation Reduction Act, which is really our Green and New Deal, will be slower to be drawn back as opposed to faster. Some Republicans wanted to cut it off tomorrow. So there were compromises that were made to get it through the Senate, because the Senate has a lot more moderate members than the House does. But generally speaking, the Trump administration has to look at this across the board as a huge success, even without everything they really wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of a question of politics being the art of the possible, as they say. Hey, we've also had just breaking news a little while ago that the Supreme Court has given Trump another big win, a 7-2 decision, handing him a win against this lower court that wanted to stop him from deporting, I think it was 8 migrants to Sudan or Somalia. In the decision, the justices basically said they would do whatever they needed to help, the president break through these sorts of logjams, and that gave him the authority and really affirmed that presidential authority. Is this the end now, finally, of this judicial coup that's been going on in the U.S. for the last 6 months?
No, I think what you've seen in the last week or two is the Supreme Court saying to all the lower courts, time to take it easy, boys and girls. You folks are being way too aggressive. That was readily apparent in the decision on universal injunctions earlier this week. But James, you're telling me something I don't know about this case, but you mentioned something very interesting, that the decision was 7-2. There are 6 Republican leading judges and 3 Democrat progressive leaning judges, which means that at least one of those sided with the majority in this decision. And that, I think, can tell you that even the Supreme Court, across even partisan lines, thinks that maybe the attack on the Trump administration has gone too far with the lower courts.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is that fascinating Article 1, Article 3 fight that we've been talking about for the last several months.